How's it going, guys? Will here, and as somebody who reviews a lot of phones, people often ask me how long I actually spend on my phone during the day. So today I thought would be a perfect opportunity for me to revisit an old concept and essentially track what technology I use during the day and to see if I need to reduce my technology usage. So to do this, I've essentially tracked all of the technology usage throughout the space of one day. Well, I decided to just do 4 days and then take an average because it did vary day to day. But yeah, from that, I was able to create one average day. Oh, my light ran out of battery. So yeah, I'm going to be going through my tech usage for every waking minute and let's see what happens. I wake up pretty early every day using the Apple bedtime feature on my phone. I personally really like this app because it encourages consistent sleep and also has some pretty useful sleep tracking tools to make sure that I'm actually getting enough. And while it's not perfect, it does like accurate tracking and things like that. It works well enough for me to see how much sleep I'm roughly getting, and most importantly, it gets me out of bed in the morning. After this, I actually try not to look at my phone for a good 30 minutes. So to avoid this, I usually have a glass of water, take my vitamins and other necessary medicines, and then I have a shower. Now, in terms of tech when it comes to the shower, other than the shower itself with the thermometer, seriously, if you ever need to get a new shower, I'd very much suggest getting one with a thermometer. Seriously, it's great. While I'm having a shower, I typically like to set an alarm. Now, while I used to listen to music in the shower so I'd sort of know how long it would be, I found that can be a little distracting. So what I personally like to do nowadays is I just simply set a timer, have a shower, and when it goes off, I'll be done with the shower and coffee time. Literally just realized I could have... That would have made the lighting considerably better. Oh well. Time for coffee. When it comes to coffee, if you know me, you'll know I'm pretty old-fashioned. I like using either the Chemex or my personal favorite, the Hario V60. I personally like it because you can get more control over your brew and can get better control of that extraction process with a little bit of practice. Now, recently I have started using a digital scale to weigh my brews, but for the most part, I only really use my burr grinder and my kettle. I also do occasionally do cold brews, so for that I need my fridge, but realistically, none of this is all that techie. At this point, I like to take my dog for the first walk of the day. Now, this is usually only a short one because it's super hot at the moment, so I usually take him for a proper walk later on in the evening once it's significantly cooler. Here I do take my phone because I like to use the step tracker. Again, I know it's not totally accurate like the sleep tracker, but still, it provides a good rough estimate and it helps me to see if I'm getting enough exercise. Once I get home, it's usually around 9 AM, and for me, this is time to start work. Depending on what I need to get done in the day, I usually use a variety of equipment. Usually this will involve my iMac, my phone, my Canon EOS R camera, my speakers, a keyboard, a mouse, and maybe my laptop. I usually try to get as much focus work done by 12 PM as possible because I find this is when I'm most productive. For this, I use the Pomodoro method to my previously set schedule. Then after this, I take a break. Here, I've actually started using my Nintendo Switch. Recently, I've been playing New Super Mario Bros. For the Switch, and I've been thoroughly enjoying that. After this, I'll usually have lunch. Again, I don't really use any fancy tech here, just my oven, maybe a hob, or a George Foreman grill. I'll often have another cup of coffee here too, so same as before. And then I usually try to get a little bit more work done until about 3 o'clock. I'm gonna be honest, this is usually not all that productive work. This will usually be very low focus tasks like sound editing or color grading. And after that, I usually do something else. Today was a little bit out of the ordinary because I went to a guitar shop. I've been meaning to buy a new guitar for a very long time, so I thought today would be the perfect time to do so. Can't really take my big camera in here, but I'm buying a new guitar. At last, I haven't bought a new guitar since, I think probably 6 years since I've bought a new guitar, so this is gonna be nice. Alright, so, if you follow me on Twitter, you may have already seen this, but I bought a new guitar. For those of you who don't know, I've been looking for a new guitar for probably a year and a half now. The guitar I was using before was like a little travel electroacoustic, and while I absolutely love that thing, I have wanted to A, play an electric guitar again, and B, play a guitar with like a functioning top bridge. It's so worn out now. The top E string buzzes. In the end, I decided on a Telecaster, specifically this Telecaster. When I was in the shop, I tried out 3 different ones. I tried out like an Affinity Squire, standard, and like a Mexican Fender Telecaster. As it turned out, the difference between the cheapest and the mid-range was significant. However, the difference between the mid-range and the top end wasn't all that significant. So I settled on this one, and it comes in a really nice sandy color. Helpful tip: always have a place to put your guitar picks. Seriously, I have lost so many of these. If you play guitar, then you'll have probably lost a lot too. This one does have the better pickup, so you get that really nice sound. It just has that tight sound, but you can also smooth it out a little. I think those short clips are probably all I can play without getting completely obliterated by copyright claims. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this thing a lot. Back to the video. Today, I also had to go to the shops to get some things, and here all I really took were my phone and my noise-cancelling headphones. I used my phone for Apple Pay, and obviously the headphones for music, but that was pretty much it. No fancy technology here. So this evening walk with my dog is typically pretty nice. Obviously it's nice because it's much cooler, but it's also a nice chance to get a nice little bit of extra exercise. I am incredibly lucky to live where I live at the moment. The UK still is in partial lockdown, and it will be for a while. We have just come out of the strict lockdown though, but I gotta say, through that time, being able to come out and exercise in this gorgeous scenery, it was nice, and I wouldn't usually get the chance to do this. I started doing these evening walks around this time last year purely to just practice my photography, because often when it's not cloudy, you get that really gorgeous golden hour light, which is always great for photography. Also, my dog prefers 2 smaller walks rather than 1 large one anyway, so yeah. Works out for both of us. In terms of tech that I bring on this evening walk, as with the morning walk, I do typically bring my phone just so I can check my steps. And as I said before, I do often bring my camera as well, because I really like taking photos in the evening. And as I said, often this evening walk just gives me that chance to go out and take photos for fun. Towards the end of the day, I might go and then watch some stuff on my phone, or like play some games. And then after that, that'll be it. So let's take a look at what tech I used and then tally up my screen time. Alright, so decided to finish it here because this is where I finished it last time. And so now we're going to be talking about my usage and what I plan to do about it. So on that average day, I used my phone for 2.5 hours, my computer for 4 hours, and my Nintendo Switch for 1 hour. Now, while that computer one may sound like a lot, I do work on my phone and my computer, so that's kind of where that came from. Also, the 1 hour Nintendo Switch thing, that will vary, but it's more or less around an hour. So, what do I plan to do about this? I've realized that I'd quite like to significantly slash that phone time down. And while I don't think with my work, cutting it out completely really isn't realistic. So over this next week, I'm going to be cutting my phone time down to 1 hour per day. I think that's going to be quite a challenge. And this time, I'm going to finish the video because I said I was going to do this last time. Kind of forgot to finish the video. I still have all the footage from that video as well. It's just, there is no way I could edit that into like a coherent video. Otherwise, I definitely would have done because I had a lot of fun making that. But yeah, that's the tech I used in the space of 24 hours. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to be doing that 1 hour of phone screen time per day challenge. And so hopefully we're going to be back in this chair next week talking about what a success it was. Obviously, there's going to be other videos in between that time. But as of now, thank you for watching. Remember to like the video if you want to see more content like this and smash that subscribe button. I'm done for now, and I will see you guys in the next one.